Fish X. Today's video is a subscriber request. This individual asked what additives I currently dose on the 125 gallon and how much do I dose, how often do I dose, along with my reasons for dosing that item. And they also want to know what I have stopped dosing since they have noticed that I'm not doing phytoplankton anymore, and my reasoning for that. So just an FYI, my throat's a little scratchy, coming down with a cold, but I want to get this video out before it got any worse. So let's get into it. I use the Brs Two-Part Solution, the calcium chloride, soda ash, and of course the magnesium supplement. I buy it in bulk, the gallon container, and then I mix it in another gallon container, and then I spread it out between the two reef tanks and just keep doing that as I need it. I've been using that for a while now. I would say at least a year or so, a little over a year. I did have kelp washer for a while in my old reef tank. It just became very difficult to keep coral happy, I guess, because I really wasn't evaporating enough water fast enough. I was doing it through the auto top off, but I know that you can get the kelp washer stir and do it that way. I just never invested the money in that. I just moved to two-part, kind of just skipped all that, and I love two-part. The only problem I'm having now is it slowly increases the salinity in the tank because I am dosing so much daily. I do dose 120 milliliters of both calcium and alkalinity daily, and about 2 milliliters of magnesium daily. And if you don't do a water change for a month or two, that really starts to impact the salinity. So you got to be on top of your water changes if you're gonna dose higher amounts of two-part solution. Now I also dose a strontium. I've been dosing it for years. I really haven't noticed any difference between stop dosing it and dosing it, and I'm not testing for it, which is kind of against what my rule is. I usually don't dose anything I can't test for, but it's kind of like a habit. I'll probably stop using it once this jug runs out. I've had this jug for a long time. I'm only dosing about a milliliter per day, so you can imagine a gallon jug, how long that's going to take to go away. So moving on to the next thing, I do use bulk Reef Supply's standard GFO. I don't use the high capacity. Didn't really find a reason for it. I do dose between 1 to 2 cups, and I change it out every 30 days. Along with the carbon, and I do dose the ROX 0.8 carbon from Bulk Reef Supply as well, and that's 1 cup again every 30 days. I know that the carbon gets exhausted before the GFO, so I use a lesser amount of GFO than what the tank requires, and I just change it more frequently. That's just how it's worked out for me, and maintenance wise it's easier just to change both, rinse both, and do it all at the same time. So I kind of stick with that. Alright, you guys usually already know this. I dose the Red Sea Colors program A, B, C, and D. For a while I was buying the 100 milliliter pack. I just switched to the 500 milliliter bottles for the sake of money. I did the math and I was just losing too much money, and I have to change it out every 30 days. It runs out, so I figure the 500 milliliters will kind of give me a break from having to deal with that. And so I love that. I love the colors program. I have definitely seen color improvement in the coral. It wasn't overnight. It did take about a month and a half before it really started showing. And I dose 2 milliliters of both A, B, C, and D on a daily basis. It's dependent on how much calcium you're actually dosing. Determines how much of that you dose. I believe it's for every 100 milliliters of calcium is 2 milliliters of this color program. So it's going to be a little while before I increase that dose, if I do decide to keep doing it. I do dose the Brs Bio Pellets along with the 2 Little Fishies Bio Pellets. I kind of mix them together to kind of add different bio pellets to the reactor. No particular reason. I started the reactor with the 2 Little Fishies, and then I added the Bulk Reef Supply Bio Pellets, and I just been mixing them. I top off every time I top off the reactor. I just top off with a different bio pellet. I heard on some forums or read on some forums that it's good to have different types of bio pellets because they do different types of bacteria. Who knows if this is true? I'm not really going to dive into it. I have no reason to. I just keep doing it. All right. Now let's move into what foods I dose for this tank. I do reef chili once a week. I target feed all the coral with Julian's thing. You guys saw a video on that. It's kind of one of the earlier videos that I did. I do that once a week. And I only do 2 to 3 scoops of the BRS chili because I don't want to overdose the tank since I have so much going into it already. I feed Reef Frenzy herbivore. The fish love it. They get fat, and it really doesn't pollute the tank, which is definitely awesome. Mysis shrimp, krill, brine shrimp, every once in a while. I make sure that I thaw it in a container and then pour out the juice and then dose the tank with that. And I feed the eel twice a week silver sides. Now he's eating silver sides that are bigger than the damsels that are in this tank. And I'm really surprised he hasn't started munching on everybody. I do know that he got a couple snails. He tries to mess with the crab every once in a while, but other than that, he's a model citizen. He doesn't touch the fish, and you know, he doesn't bite me, which is pretty awesome. Right, so now let's move into the zeolite products that I use on this tank. Coral Vitalizer I dose every night when the lights go out, and I dose 12 to 14 drops, and that again is every day. Zeo food I dose once a week, 6 drops the minimum. I have really no reason other than the fact that I don't want it to go to waste, because I do not use it on the zeolite tank, so I figured might as well use it in the 125. So like I said, so it does not go to waste. Today the coral snow will be coming in, and I'll do a review on that. Plus I will start dosing this tank every other day at night when the lights go out. And we'll see what the impact is on the zeolite tank and a non-zeolite tank. We'll do the review on that here in the future. But that's it for KZ products. I do know that I tried the bacteria one time, and then next day I had one of my burst nests start bleaching out, RTN. For, you know, I don't know if that's the reason why. It might have been a coincidence, but I have hence stopped the bacteria on this tank because I do have the biopet reactor, so I figured maybe it would help out with that. But it didn't, so at least, or not in my case, it did not. So I stopped doing that, and I'm just back to the standard zeolite products that I mentioned previously. Alright, so let's go into what I have stopped dosing on this tank. Well, live phytoplankton, I stopped growing it, and I have stopped dosing it just for the fact that it was too much work. I ran out of room when I redid my fish room. I had to put the zeolite tank in there, so that took up the room for the phytoplankton. Plus, when I was making it, I was making so much that I couldn't use it up fast enough. And again, I had it in the refrigerator. It was on the dosing pump, and it was dosing throughout the day, and it definitely seemed to do pretty well in the tank. The cocopod amphipod population was exploding in the refugium. Since I have stopped dosing phytoplankton, I have noticed a big loss in that population of microfauna. But the tank seems cleaner now. It seems happier. It might just be a coincidence, but I hence stopped that, and I probably won't go back. Same thing with zooplankton. I've just stopped doing that. I still have a half a bottle. I used to use it when I target fed. Don't really have a reason to do that now. Just kind of moved away from it. Didn't see any benefit from it, so I stopped. The color program has a sub-program, which is the Reef Energy program. So I used to dose the Reef Energy in this out of the refrigerator. I stopped for 2 reasons. I didn't see any benefit from it, and then financially it was just too much money for this size tank to dose the amount that was required of the Reef Energy program from Red Sea. So stop doing that. My Chem Reef Multivitamin, which I love, I've been using for years. I don't dose it on this tank at the moment because the color program is supposed to provide all of those elements, so there's no reason to double up on elements. And in the future, I'll probably go back to it. I got about a gallon of it left in the refrigerator. Alright, and then iron. That's my last one. I've stopped dosing. I did it earlier on when the tank was new, just to make sure that the Chaeto was growing better, to help remove some of the nutrients, because with this new tank there really wasn't anything going in there, and the Chaeto was starting to die. So hence stopped that, because the color program should be taking care of that as well. So that's about it for everything that I dose. You don't need any of this really to be successful. The only thing I recommend that you should use would be the calcium, alkalinity, magnesium. If you can keep those 3 rock solid, and on top of that temperature and salinity, those 5 elements breed success in reefing. If you can stay on top of those 5 elements completely, you will be successful. And then down the road you can try things like the color program and Reef Energy or phytoplankton, or yada yada yada, target feeding. You can do all of that stuff, but you don't need it. Okay, I just chose to go that route just for my own sanity purposes, and I like to explore different things in the hobby to see what works and what doesn't work. Financially, that's probably not the best idea, but it kind of fuels me and pushes me forward to try other things. All right, guys. So that's it for this video. I hope it kind of cleared up what I'm doing on this tank now. And yeah, I'm definitely getting stuffy. That's for sure. Coming up, guys, when I get 500 subscribers, which hopefully will be soon, I'm doing a coral pack giveaway. The coral pack is going to consist of a bunch of frags that I have. Also, Kingpin Corals is going to contribute to this frag pack. We're going to throw in some extra stuff like kingdoms and just basic stuff that people use on a daily basis for a reef tank. And I really haven't decided how I'm going to determine who wins. That's something I have about 100 subscribers or so to kind of think about what I'm going to do. But when I get 500 and then continue forward, every time I get an extra 500 subscribers, I'm just going to do a pretty big, awesome coral pack. I'm talking like 15 to 20 frags. And then I'll ship them to you overnight. And, it's just kind of saying, hey, thank you for sticking around and helping me out, supporting me, and supporting the channel. And then, I might do like top 5, like the first person gets the coral pack and the other 4 get just goodies in general. We'll see what's going on. Like I said, I haven't determined how I'm going to figure out who wins because it's 500 people to choose from. There has to be a fair way to determine who wins. And like I said, I'll cover all the shipping, all the packaging. I'll take care of it all. So all you got to do is, if you win, I'll let you know when you win. If you win, you just tell me where you live or wherever you want the package sent, and I will send it there. All right, guys. So that's it for this video. As always, like, comment, subscribe for sure, so we can get to that 500. And if you have any suggestions for any videos, let me know. If you want to see something in particular, let me know. And I am going to be getting a new camera, hopefully soon. Just having a pain in the ass with the 3 that I have. It just really, the blue lights and all sorts of crap. Oh, speaking of blue lights, I ordered the PCB boards from the SB Reef light, so those 3 boards will be in the next couple weeks. I'm replacing the lighting on the 125, and it's going to be like the Zeovis system. So hopefully that will help, will improve growth and color. Really excited about that because I got to get rid of these Aquamars. They're just not doing it for me right now. All right, so until next time, guys, I will talk to you later. Peace.